Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about provocations and cancel culture. So, to make a long story short, while America is pretending that gangstalking doesn't exist, things that are nearly identical to some of the main symptoms of gangstalking are commonly acknowledged. Organized provocation, harassment, what have you, and cancel culture. So imagine, if you will, that you're getting married and someone finds the perfect song as it used to be before they covertly edited it, before they quote unquote remastered it. They find the original CD when there's groups going around trying to make sure that people don't play the originals. And so they start playing this song at some point in your wedding. And a bunch of LGBT people get angry. One or two of them in the crowd, one or two gay people try to reason with them, but there's just too many of them. And they rush the stage, so to speak, and they hook up their iPhone and they find the remastered LGBT wash version and they say, there, much better. They don't care that it's your wedding. They don't care about love or heterosexual desire. Hell, they want to end heterosexual desire. Then later on, the gas prices start hitting, start ruining your life. You don't have enough gas to get to work, and you kick the tire of your car. You're so frustrated. And some LGBT people drive by with some conservatives, with some other liberals, right? Because it's like a group effort. It's a left-right paradigm. And one of the gay guys says, well, how's the gas prices, skipper? Huh? And he drives by. Now, you get on your phone, right? But you're just being hacked because they're canceling you over the fact that you tried to play a heterosexual song at your wedding. You look around, you see females with fake lips. Some females have their breasts sagging. Okay. Their butts, the buttocks sagging because of the stuff that's in the food and the air. Now, this might sound like a horror movie. Back in the 90s, people say, no one would allow that. No country is that stupid, especially America, to allow that. They would stand up for themselves. In North Korea, they would stand up for themselves, kind of thing. But yet, that's the reality here. Fake lips, gender-neutral looks, sag tits. When you see a pair of nice breasts, it's probably on a transsexual person who's using the latest technology to seem more like a female than females do. And as a result, as a brain surgeon's son, the son of two doctors, some with a college degree, as the top martial artist, I find myself single and never married at 44. Before I know it, I'll be 45. Not exactly the best age to go find a date. And the dating sites are all heavily censored, and I get hacked when I go on them. These people are so fanatically obsessed with ruining people's lives. There's so few people resisting them that they've teamed up against me, singled me out, with their controlled opposition helping them, mind you. And they've made sure that females don't date me. They chose which home my parents would move into, made sure that all the neighbors weren't on it, and made sure that I wouldn't find a date in Michigan. While, as part of their provocation, right, pro and provocation, they mock me and try to get me to settle, or they have gays harass me covertly every day with technologies. And the government is allowing them to. The government is giving them the orders. There's no excuse for this kind of treachery. Notice the weaponization of things continues under Donald Trump because it's a left-right paradigm. There are both conservatives and leftists in the Justice Department, FBI, CIA, you name it. And they work together to cancel cultures. That is extremely un-American. And at the same time, the rich and some conservatives have the nerve to say, why should you raise wealth taxes? Well, you've violated the law. You've exploited the system. Use all these tax loopholes, right? The rich get away with, not paying like $167 billion, conservatively speaking, every year. In taxes. They could have easily ended homelessness, could have built rehabs, massive farm program. They could have done so much with that money by now. All the money. In the last 10 years, 1.67 trillion. They have the nerve to complain about the budget when they avoid paying taxes and when they cancel cultures to prevent people from getting on their feet to maintain a certain contrast where minorities disproportionately are poor, generally speaking, and they look a certain way as a result. They make sure they control the market and the styles, so it creates a certain effect. That's why the word project is a play on words for project. What are they projecting? And it's the project of the governing class to try to make themselves look good. And they're so deluded that they don't realize that homeless people look infinitely better than rich people right now. Infinitely. In fact, I don't think there was ever a time in American history where rich people look better than homeless people. No one likes scumbags who rip you off. And people tend to feel sorry for Tiny Tim when his family loses his house. When the family loses their house.